Hello, welcome back to ancient Greece and Persia on Trade Empires with me, by Jingo. And I can't quite remember what we were doing last, but fairly sure it involved golden lapis, jewellery, and swords and foisting them on markets that didn't particularly want them. But if I cared about what markets wanted, I would have provided far more cornelian seals to Ephesus. Because, look at that. I could probably have a second merchant actually on this carnelian route. Just diving straight into business. None of this formality. Straight into business. I was going to mention something else, but I can't remember now. But it'll come to me. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have another, because Cyrus does such a bad job of just, well, I'm blaming it on Cyrus, but really the blame was kind of with me. I told him to go to Western Sardis and pick up raw carnelian, which just doesn't exist. So I'll have Samuel Suna, who is specialises in leadership. You also do carnelian Greece. Now that's the money that I spent money there that I didn't really want to. I was just about to. We can have markets in Egypt in order to make use of these palaces. I shouldn't think I can build a canal up there because it's up a very steep incline. I really can't remember what I was going to do for the introduction. I'm sure it was going to be something longer than like 30 seconds. But like, hi, welcome to the thing. Anyway, picking up where we were last time. Yes, that was it. I finally actually did the 30-second check on how you pronounce lapis, and it is lapis. And there's also an image of what polished lapis looks like. And I'll be honest, it's pretty neat, but I don't think I'd pay 1,050 gold for it. Probably wouldn't pay 100 gold for it, to be honest. It's just blue rock, and it's a semi-precious stone, so it's not even precious. I'm not having it. I won't have it in the house. Right, that's one palace. There's another palace. Looks like the game's encouraging me to have a road going down from there. Although, could have a second market here with just a port, so we could make use of the river. Because it seems a shame to go into Egypt and not make use of the Nile. So what I'm going to do with this, because I don't think I've set up a carnelian route. Could do carnelian, do swords, and then the big thing is going to be swords 2 route in each of the regions where I think we'll flog swords, but on a slower transport vessel. So I might actually use regular drays as opposed to wheeled drays, hoping that the slower the merchants are, it'll give more time for the demand to build up. Well, having said that, we keep getting these events that keep on augmenting weapons in all these regions, which are making palaces demand bronze swords like they were barracks. Anyway, let's talk more action. I'm thinking just a trading post here. Trading post here. Riverport. Riverport, and they're all spent up, so I'm going to wait, and even more spent up now. Oh, I was hoping some money would come in. This is terrible. I'm just losing money the whole way through. This is atrocious. I lost 1,300. I'm speechless. Still waiting for somebody to come in. And I've had 200 come in. This has been a very poor start. Let's see if we can watch. We're en route to the Western Salt Desert, which is miles away. Ugh, miles away. I remember why we're losing money. It's because everybody's upgrading from camels to wheeled drays. Well, that's what I choose to believe, anyway. Huh. Oh, look at that demand for bronze swords. It's making me salivate. Oh, well, never mind. It's good we didn't get too carried away with the bronze swords in Egypt. By too carried away, I mean, did anything about it. But really, why aren't I making any money? Well, that's not going to help. Yeah, there's very little actual selling taking place. Well, I say that, I'm crawling out of debt. Hammurabi is going to make the money for me in Babylon, which has grown to a size 19, which I never had anything like that in the Carthaginian scenario. And I'm treating this population far worse than I was treating the Phoenicians. Must be somewhere in the game code that just decides how likely dwellings are to pop up. Because, as I say, in the Shang Dynasty China scenario, the tutorial, getting 2 dwellings to pop up is a significant challenge. Having said that, the transporters are awful. I think like a dray is perhaps the best you can get. They've got rivers. You've got the Yangtze River, but you can't do anything with it. So, a bit of a shame. In fact, sea vessels don't come into play until the Mycenaean age. It suddenly occurred to me that the three first scenarios are all just tutorial missions. So the reason why I seem to be doing so well is because it was like baby's first trade empires. What I probably should have done is sidestepped First Civilizations 1, Trade of the Nile 1, and Mycenaean Age 1, and gone straight to 2 on each of those, because that's supposed to be like the proper scenario. So I enjoyed playing them. I'm sure you enjoyed watching them. Fairly sure you enjoyed watching them. The Trade Empires videos are actually the most successful. They're the most liked of all the videos that I do, which is nice. Always nice to get some little thumbs up. Although I live for channel comments. So you know, if you want to get my attention, just talk to me. And I think I'm pretty good at responding. It's just perhaps a bit too good at responding. Perhaps it come across as a bit keen, overeager. So that's Western Heliopolis. That's all of the palaces put together. I'm fairly sure. Carnelian only comes from Babylon. There's not a great deal to begin with. Yep. It's a Babylonian specialty. But that's fine. We'll go... I think this can be the source of Egyptian carnelian. Because then we can go here, go to Eastern Celia, go to Egypt. Through that entrance there, which is pretty neat. I don't particularly want to destroy all those houses because that's where all the customers live. So look at that. So how benevolent am I? I'm going all the way around to avoid destroying those people's houses. I mean, I think the sensible thing to do might have been to actually put a carver there by that Carnelian camp. Carver in the Carnelian camp? Very alliterative, lovely. And not trawl halfway across the map. But I'm also thinking, well, I was going to say I don't want to flood the market with carnelian, but what we're finding is that carnelian isn't getting used up. So I'll set that up, and we'll set up Carnelian Egypt. There's the A in carnelian. I don't know quite what carnelian is. I should have looked at that while I was looking at lapis today. I imagine it's something similar, like a semi-precious stone. Well, according to this, it's a resource. They are produced by carnelian camps. Lovely. Can't afford a merchant, so let's just hang fire. But who can I have? Oh yeah, every time. Egyptian carnelian. Or carnelian Egypt? Yes. I need some consistency. Load you up with troops. I think you will pay for yourself. And now I've got some money to buy a merchant. It's almost like it was planned. Now I'll go back to Persia. I think I was thinking about setting up some more bronze works over here. Because I'm kind of... Well, the tin's okay. I don't mind exhausting that, but I've got a feeling these copper mines are going to be a bit exhausted. Having said that... Ooh, Ionian revolt. Interregional clashes in the Aegean Sea have taken their toll on the local population. Well, that's not good. I was hoping it'd augment the demand for weapons. But, in fact, if anything, that's bad news. So what I'm looking at this is... Actually, these copper mines are being a bit idle, so I don't mind doing a bit more bronze smelting at Southern Articana. So the plan now, I'm just going to go to flog swords to palaces because there's some demand. I'm not expecting it to be a huge money spinner, like I say. Kind of expecting them to sell them, get rid of that demand that's already building up, but then have to then wait to sell more swords. As long as they sell for base price, it's still a profit. Because I'm fairly sure I own almost all the means of the production. So each sword will cost 48. What's that? 180, 90, 96, 130, 140 something. I don't try and do mental maths while you're recording. Which is a massive profit because I own all of the means of production. I think it's like 140 something, 150. I don't know. In fact, no. I've got to figure this out. Tools, calculator. Right. So it costs 48 for 2 tin, plus 82 lots of 48 for 4 copper, and that's for the 2 bronze ingots to make a sword. So one sword costs 144. God, that was hard work. So as long as I get it from the copper mines at rock bottom prices, I can sell at a pretty decent discount and still technically make a profit. Like the base is there. The base there is 648. The base for bronze ingots is 216. It's making me wonder if I've not calculated something horribly wrong there. Oh well. Mental maths while you're mental maths while playing a game. Don't even once. This is the time to get a notepad out. I'm going to do a little video, I think, on playing games that require you to have a notepad next to them because it's the best way to play a game. I was thinking the other day, I mentioned Colonization. I was talking about this is a good game to play with a notepad by your side. Stardew Valley is an excellent game to play with a notepad by your side, unless you fancy going to the community centre to constantly find out what you need for a quest, and to write down whose birthday it is and what gifts they like, and keep track of stuff like that. Stardew Valley is a subtle one. Like, it will give you the information, but you have to work for it, unless you write it down. Well, colonisation just doesn't tell you. Colonisation, 1994. If you so you meet with the Indians to trade with, and you send a scout, and they say, "Hi, we are so and so. We train your colonists to do this profession. We sell and we buy this, and this commodity. It's like 3 commodities, and then there's nowhere in the game interface that then saves that information for you. So if you don't write it down, you have to send the scouts back to that village to to ask them what they want again." It's a very good game. I might do a thing about Colonisation 1994. It's better than Colonisation 2008. They took the magic out of it. I don't know what they did when they recreated Colonisation on the Civilization 4 engine, but it kind of lost something when it did it. But that's not that's neither here nor there. You're probably there thinking, like, get on with it. What I'm going to do is do another Persian sword route. But since there's only... well, there's 2 palaces here. There are... and there's 2 palaces in Babylon. So we'll call this Persian Bab Sword Palace. Palace. Which sounds nonsensical outside of outside of what I'm doing here. So you go to Western Persepolis. Lovely. Anyway, where's that Persian sword route? Yeah, Western Persepolis, Arcticana, Eastern Arcticana, Ecbatana, Western Salt Desert. At no point do they actually leave the region. Save myself 40 quid there. Alright, I can't afford... oh, he's perfect. Adad Nirari. And there's the money for him. So you go on Persian Bab Sword Palace. And hopefully, because you've got military kickbacks, you just about make it profitable. But I'm looking at this and I'm just salivating. It's embarrassing. I have to wipe my chin and continue. Keep mentioning how amoral this game makes me. It's like, can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine if they had slavery in this game? One of the things they did in the criticisms that Colonisation 1994 has is it doesn't include the slave trade, and it's like, yeah, I can kind of get why they wouldn't include that, because you don't want to force the player to essentially become a slave trader. It might put a few people off. Europa Universalis doesn't has no qualms. They say, well, if you put a colony in Africa, there's a chance it might produce slaves, but that's very abstract. It's like you just own the province. What goes on in that province is none of your concern. But if you were to play Colonisation, you would be directing the user to actively trade slaves around. I guess that wouldn't make the player feel very good. What I'm going to do when I get some money is buy another smelter, because it seemed to work quite well for the last run. There was a point where I was having like 4 smelters in the eastern, what's it called? Straits of Gibraltar. Just so to keep buying up that copper, keep these people in business, and every time somebody turns up with some tin, it gets processed twice as quick. So we could do something similar with the swords and in the Western Aegean. Probably something like this. Although I don't like the idea of like how far away from everything it is. That's probably better. You can go there. Where are the palaces here? What do they feel about? What do Acropoli feel about swords? Yeah. So I'm thinking it might be worth actually focusing a bit more on sea trade here. So I'm thinking, and that's always dangerous. Now I don't do it there because they demand bronze swords and that's just going to mess everything up. I can use this copper and these tin, set up a facility there and do it all by sea. At least until I get out of Egypt. Maybe not actually. Drop 2 swords off there. Yes. So I make them here. Not interested. Can't afford it either. Make them here. I create 7 swords. 7 superior Seleucid swords. Sell 2 there. That brings it down to 5. Go down to Egypt. Transport into a barge. Sell 1 there. That becomes 4. 3. 2. And then you can turn into a dray here. 1. Am I missing one? I'm missing one. Why did I think there was... Oh, and 1 there as well. That works. I'll turn that into a market. I don't want to, but I'm going to. Actually, I might have the production take place there. It's always better to have the production take place where the copper is, because twice as much copper is required as tin. I don't know if that's a sound reasoning, but I'm going with it. So seaport, seaport, seaport. That's almost everything spent, but I don't think I have to spend anything more, apart from the smelter itself. So, carrying on with the mistakes that I've been making throughout this video saga, I'm going to create the route and forget to build the production buildings. So let's have new route. What happened there? Wrong button. New route. Greek, Egypt, Egypt, Palace, Sword. Right, go to northwestern Ephesus. On the merchant galley, pick I have done that right, haven't I? On the Persian sword route, you have to go back for the tin a second time. Yes. I don't know why I had a proper mind blank then. It's like I've done it so many times. I have created so much bronze. You wouldn't believe. They call me the bronze man. No, they really don't. Nothing bronzed about me. Pale and sickly. But they don't call me the pale and sickly man either because they're polite. Actually, I don't think I'm very sickly. I'm not sickly at all. I am pale though. I'm in robust, rude health. I'm certainly better condition than these finances. Let's see if we can watch somebody bring the money in. That's always better than just sitting here watching the money. He's too far away. It doesn't matter, we've got the money now anyway. So we'll have Sennacherib, who's a seaman. You do Greek, Egypt, Palace, Sword. Have a quick check, see if anybody's stuck anywhere. What's your problem, Slim? Tempted to sell tin ore. Because these are idle beggars. Sargon's making money in Carnelian Greece. Which is odd, because Cyrus was supposed to be making money there. Oh no, he wasn't actually on the Greek route, was he? He was on some other route, but I mixed up Eastern Sardis with Eastern somewhere else beginning with S. Anyway, neither of these are particularly useful, so I'll make you a river pilot. What route was Cyrus on? Carnelian Persia. So we've got Carnelian Greece, Carnelian Greece. Why aren't you on a route? Did I forget to assign you to the palace route or something? Carnelian sword, Carnelian Egyptian sword. Persian Bab sword palace. No? Well, I can't account for that. Greek sword, Persian sword. We know we've got an Egyptian sword. I don't know. Who are you? And how much did you cost me and how long have you been standing there? Maybe we can do something for the domestic markets. I don't know what to do now. I've set up... oh, is there anything I can buy? Horsemanship will lead to stables which demand grain and military equipment. I wonder if that includes bronze swords. Babylon suffers from hunger. Poor harvest blame. Farms producing less often. Well, that's not good. Go on, people, buy the ceramics. You know you want to. Actually, they don't particularly want anything. But that was the thing. Perhaps that was it. In Shang Dynasty China scenario, the very first one, fairly sure the demands, each dwelling had quite high demands, which meant that you didn't need that many to create a sizable market. Oh, Persia attacks Greece. Military activity in the area of Aegean Sea, creating a strong market for military goods. Is this the one with the Battle of Salamis and the Battle of Thermopylae, like the attempted invasion of Greece? 490 seems about right. I ought to know. There was a entire scenario about it on Zeus. Anyway, that's I've got this in front of me. Leadership. That's not a good idea. Any problems? Yes. These idle beggars need to get a move on. Babylon's sword. Such a long way away. I'm glad I upgraded to wheeled drake. I mean, look how speedy they are. That's on speed 1. I have a quick count of how many merchants I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. Oh, it's events expired. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14! I'm not even halfway through my allotted merchants. I feel like I'm missing out on something. Let's buy horsemanship. See what that brings me. Well, there's some stables. What do you want? Ugh. Hardly any bronze swords, but quite a lot of wheat. That's no good for anybody. It really isn't. What am I supposed to do with that? I guess I could offer them really cheap swords. I think bronze cuirassiers, cuirassiers, come in later. So don't infest yourself. I haven't spent 5,000 gold for nothing because it still counts as wealth. When the time comes for the scores on the doors, I am a caravan leader. So I've moved up from being a dog's body anyway, or whatever it was. But that score's atrocious. 53,000 out of 1 million needed for merchant prince. I'm trying to put brave face up. I am kind of getting buyer's remorse from that that horsemanship. I'm wondering if there's anything I can do with that ceramics. I mean, I've got a river to play with. Trouble is, there's not a great deal by the river. Well, that's one river. What about the other one? That's even worse. Olives, I don't know. Neither of those are useful. Tell you what, that's not bad. Say all he's doing is this fairly simple route from southern Babylon there. I wonder if he's one of our high earners. We're not the highest earner, but it's the regular Joes that's the highest earners so far. Ah, I knew I'd forget. There we go. At least it wasn't there for an eternity. It was only there for about 10 minutes. Ooh. Scythian horseman. That should be fine. And even if he loses, there's no... Ooh, that's quite a handsome amount of money to make. I mean, even if I have to follow this minor tributary, I've got nothing. Sorry, I've gone on to an entirely different tangent then. What I probably could do is build canals aplenty. Fairly sizable canals. So there's a lot of wheat here. But what do I do? There's wheat, there's some figs there, some olives there. I could bring some pottery from here, from clothes from here. and just create an entirely new city here, just for a market to sell things to. I could also build a canal up to it just to show off. But why? That's the element. That's the question I'm kind of struggling with. I could definitely have a second sword, Babylon sword route. There is demand for it. I hope I don't regret this. There's probably some for Persian swords as well. I just hope. What are you doing? Oh, you were just taking a breather. Get on with it. I thought for a horrible second that set him to like make swords at Eastern Katana. Yeah, they don't look like they're exhausting themselves, do they? They're not exhausting supply either. Ooh, an arsenal. An arsenal is a military storehouse that demands all sorts of weapons and armour for future needs of the community. That's a euphemistic phrase. The future needs of the community. Do not directly influence the growth of the town. However, the presence of an arsenal greatly increases the profits from trading and all kinds of military commodities. Fine, yes, that seems very useful. Talk to me about arsenals. There's one up there. That's more like it. We're also curious. Bronze swords still not being, I could probably sell some more to the barracks. So we'll get you on the Persian sword route. We'll see if we can't get another merchant on... Oh, there's Alexander. The Greek sword route. Now I am probably overloading that a little bit now. So I'll look at using these to do arsenals. I presume there's 4 in each region again. Oh, hello. Miss Anipanda. Again? He's been there almost every mission. apart from Shang Dynasty China. I think. I'm not entirely certain. But he can do animal husbandry. Oh, did they set up a ring route? Gold ring, Persia. No, not really. Well, I'm missing out there then. Presumably the gold ring Persia also goes to Babylon. Yes. In fact, it starts there. It's interesting. So I'll have a new gold ring, Greece, Egypt. We'll say you go to Southern Salt Desert. On a wheeled tray, pick up 4 because we've got so many golden lapis jewellery. 525, it's half price. Very nice. I told you there's plenty of money to be made in Babylonian swords. Right, and then you go through Babylon. Do not pass go. Do not click £200. Oh, that's interesting actually, Because I can sustain 4 in Greece alone because of the Acropolises. So we'll just have Gold Ring Greece. And carry 3. Go to Western Sardis. Northern Ephesus. Ephesus? Probably Ephesus, isn't it? And there's me calling it Ephesus all this time. Oh well, I'll carry on. I'll carry on calling it Ephesus so as to not break up the continuity. That's fine. Can we get somebody that does some... Oh yeah. I keep forgetting about security. If these people don't get mugged, it'll be a miracle. Greek, Egypt Sword Palace, Persian Bab Sword Palace. That's fine. And we want gold rings for Egypt. So new gold ring Egypt. Go to, I think it's Southern Salt Desert. Getting better. On a wheeled dray, but you don't really need it. Take 3 and go to Tanis. Western Heliopolis. On the riverboat. No, that's Western Persepolis. Continue to maintain 2 gold ingots. Go to Celia. Sell 1. Go to Eastern Celia. Turn into a... Oh, I don't know. A horse. Hold 1, go to Southeastern Celia. Sell that, go back to Celia. Or Eastern Celia. It might have been easier to get on a dray, because at least then I wouldn't have all these menu options, all these market options to wade through. Why is Eastern Celia on there twice? I'm not going to question that. Turn into a large reed boat, go up to Western Heliopolis, turn into a, oh, I don't know, wheeled dray, and just carry on. That's a lot of faff to sell a gold ring, but I'm sure it's worth it. Have we got anybody that's a river pilot? Yes, we have. Off you go. And I hope I'm not using up all of my merchants for when the inevitable commodity changes come. There's 4 arsenals here as well. One in Eastern Celia. Probably easier to go for the Babylonian ones first. Oh, one. That's nice. Oh, actually, no, that's not nice. It's right outside of the influence of Southern Iraq. Where are the other ones? There's one outside Babylon. That's nice. I'm liking that price of bronze swords. Where's the other one? One near Susa. One in Nice, actually. If we were to have Babylonian swords 3, Susa, Southern Uruk, Babylon. And they are all already visited by swords. So even if I don't create a route, it'll just increase my profits because it'll increase demand. Although I'm looking at that and I don't need to increase my profits. So let's go back to Persia. Why didn't I see that earlier? That is ideal. So there's still some swords I can sell there. So a production building, smelter, bronzesmith, and have Babylon sword 3. No, I've not built a caravanserai. Babylon sword 3. Leave Southern Pascade with 4 bronze swords, easy as that. And go to Babylon. Sell 1 to Susa, 1 to Now if it was sensible, I'd probably just adapt the routes. So the one that goes to Susa, sell 2 there. But then again, that's an awful lot of management to go through and change that. And it's fundamentally the same, because I still need to hire an extra merchant to then do the other bits of the routes that the original Babylon Swords route will not cover. If you know what I mean. I know what I mean. You go to then go to Southern Uruk. And go to Babylon. Easy. Now who wants this nice easy route? Yes, price gouging. What's Hammurabi doing? He's struggling to sell stuff. And yet, it's not a pleasant place to live. I can still put in some more carnelian seals. Why do I keep on buying merchants? I've got 1 spare. Oh, that's why it's not a very pleasant place, because there was a famine. Forgot about that. Babsword Palace. Oh, you know what I forgot? Every time. So that chap that I just sent to potential death, make sure you buy a guard. There we go. So now what happens? I guess we just wait for a bit. The game being what it is, something will happen to kickstart it. I'm thinking, why don't I have another person on the Babylonian Carnelian route? Because evidently there's demand for it. I've got a spare merchant. Oh, look at that! See, that money would be wasted going to an independent small business. Speaking of independent small businesses, I've got to make sure there's not one that's getting a free ride here. I thought I saw one when I was watching the playback for the previous video, but I must have bought it. Come on, people. Wake up, lazy bones. I don't mind paying 28 for me to carry on working. so slow. Oh, there we go. Gilgamesh will come in and keep on jogging demand. Excuse me. That's too much demand. Steady now. These people are almost making a profit. Oh. Yes, I know. I keep forgetting about him. Merchant Shalmaneser. Like, the game's telling me now. He's been there 100 years. I don't know what to do. I'm loath to jump into some other wild measure. So I love that turns into like a pile of money when demand gets high enough. Why don't I just put Shalmaneser on the Greek route? Greek swords. He'll be happy enough. Oh, is there any problems anywhere? No, that seems fine. We're just waiting on that copper. Sargon's making some nice money. Although it's not the best money. 8426, not bad. Leonardus is making a great money. Just like the best traders seem to be the ones that are just doing consumer goods. What does that tell you? The markets are where it's at. I'm starting to feel that the luxury market is like a ruse to get you to waste your merchants on long distance routes for small profit. Well, not small profit margins, but irregular high profit margins. Uh-oh. There's just no demand. There should be though. There's 2 demand buildings. I mean, presumably that Acropolis is within range, isn't it? Well, I'm not going to watch that. That's kind of depressing. Watching the price fall on a luxury good. It's all right if it's a consumer good, because at least you can say, well, the market's going to get bigger later. Well, that was nice. And hopefully he's going to make that money back with the next couple of sales, I think. Where's he going? Western Aburubosh. Maybe not, because we've got to change into a boat and then change into a horse. And they're both quite expensive. He should break even. I'm thinking around about here, though. Who else have we got? So this is why these go on for so long. Let's speed this up a little bit. Maybe not that much. But these mines are just letting me down. They are they're atrocious. Go on, lazy bones. Don't stop. It's the copper that's letting us all down. I'd do something about it, but that's too much for a fast. I've got a feeling, I know at some point it's going to change to bronze. Well, they're going to bring in a new military good, which also requires bronze. And when that happens, I'll just shift a lot of the focus to... where is it? Here. Where bronze swords are just going out of fashion. What's the point? Iron Sword's coming at some point. Persia attacks Greece. Aegean Sea is demobilised. Good stuff. Oh, look at that, the price of bronze swords shot up. Well, I'm glad to buy that bronze smith, because any profit just goes straight back to me. In fact, these were all making insane profits. Nice. Uh-oh, copper's getting pretty valuable now. I thought it looked alright, and all of a sudden it's not. But it's too much of a faff to do anything about it. So I won't. It's actually fairly easy to solve. I'll just put you go to Southern Pascade. Very nice. And forget about these ones. I don't know how many people are on the Persian sword route. I think it's 2. Persian sword, Persian sword. Yeah, that's fine. So that takes 2 off of there and puts them onto there. Babylon Sword 3 already goes from there, I think. Yeah. Maybe change one route. One more route. I'd say price gouging, but I'm not too worried. I'm a bit worried about Carnelian Greece now. If Ephesus isn't buying what it like it used to. Why don't I have, oh, I don't know, say Egyptian swords there made somewhere else. Persian Bab Sword Palace. I think there's only one person on that route. I don't know. I don't want to shift too many people onto this Southern Persepolis support, Southern Pascade Gardai route. But something's got to change. I've taken 2 off. I think there's like 4 still on that route. To that end, I think I will change. Yes, please. Persian Bab Sword Palace. You start at Southern Pascade. Pasargadae. That's better. Sounds better, doesn't it? Pasargadae. Remove. 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 Right. Hopefully that fixes some things. I'll just come back and there'll be a massive queue outside of there. Sounds more likely. Right. Making some good money now. I don't know what to do with this money. Sit on it, I guess. Gold Ring Egypt. Marketeering sounds alright. So they wouldn't mind some more gold and lapis jewellery. Babylon sword. Everyone likes Babylon swords. So perhaps we could have a second merchant there. Here we go. Here we go. Die making has entered the room. Advance marks an important change to our economy. As soon as it becomes available to purchase, the customers who were buying ceramics and wool cloth start demanding dyed wool cloth and dyed ceramics. You must purchase the advanced. Blah, 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 blah. Revise any trade routes that sell ceramics or wool cloth. Oh, it does give you some tips actually. Best way to handle this challenge is to set up new routes to get dye to the weavers and potters that you're already using. This means moving pigments to a dye maker and then moving tools and dye to the markets that contain the weavers and blah 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 blah. You can then simply revise all the existing trade routes. Thanks, game. Dyed wool cloth and dyed ceramics. So it's not bad. It's not as bad. Like it's quite manageable in this one because I only have 3 towns to worry about. And only 2 commodities to change as opposed to the 3 commodities in the Seafarers of Phoenicia and these like 6 towns I had to worry about. Plus nobody's thought about salted fish yet. Although I don't want to curse it. What does get me is like they just stop. It's like Hammurabi and Leonidas. I can't remember if they were both on the same route or not. Darius is fine, he's just doing olives. Presumably the chap that was supplying I don't know actually. I don't know what was going on in Susa. So we've got a dye maker there, that's fine. Do I have any indigo? Yes. Is it helpful? No. Oh, that's not true. Some indigo there. Could go to Western Uruk. Forget about Southwest Abusir. Actually, an idea. I can finally make use of the river. Create dye here. 8 dye. Sail it down. Sell for here. Sell for here. Maybe it's overkill. I don't know. If I'm going to do that, why don't I use Western Uruk? Finally get to use a river port. Been wanting to do this for most of the game. Oh, they get to go directly to Western Abusir as well. And I can build a canal to Babylon. I'm getting quite excited about the prospect now. We'll have a dye maker here. And then... Right. Sell. Sell 3, sell 3. Sell the rest. Or we could have just guaranteed ceramic routes. Guaranteed linen routes. Might be better. So new ceramics. Go to a rook on a large reed boat. Go to Western Uruk, or don't. Go to Western Abusir, sell 3, 2. Find a way to Babylon. Finally making use of canals and rivers and go to Babylon, sell 3, then go back to Western Uruk, turn into a wheeled dray, still with 2 on you, then go to Susa. And then go back to Western Uruk. And we'll take Leonidas. Since he's now out of work, so the Persian Wars are over, you can now sell ceramics. What do we do about wool? Oh, that's even easier. We can pick up 3, 6, and no, 2, 4, and 2 die. 2, 2, drop the 2 die off. Works for me. And I'm the one that's doing it, so that's all right then. Depot, Riverball. So much easier to deal with die coming into the game when you've got 40,000 under your belt. So if we say Southeastern Celia on the large reed boat, dyed wool cloth, 4. That's fine, I can deal with that. Then go to Western Abusir and keep hold of the die. Go to Babylon, keep hold of the die. Go to Western Uruk, turn into a wheeled dray, keep hold of the die, and go to Susa. And go back to Western Uruk. And turn into a large reed boat. Lovely. And before we do anything else, I'm going to remember to build a weaver there. Now, who's idle? You're idle. Forget you. It's a shame I can't sell them. So how gamey would that be? That's a shame, but life moves on. I think that counts for everything. Western Abu Sir is now is no more. There's no point in that anymore. I guess I could bring some ceramics down if Western Uruk starts struggling, but that's highly unlikely. And Xerxes is now idle. Presumably there's nothing to do now. Sell bronze swords. Or carnelian. Yeah, what are carnelian prices here? Like Babylon wants more. Susa wants more. Is there a carnelian Babylon route? I can't see one. Oh wow! How much potential profit have I been missing out on? Carnelian. I'm so excited I can't type properly. Babylon. Go to southeastern Babylon. Wheeled trade, pick up 4. Go to eastern Celia. 4. Then go to... Don't get carried away. It's probably part of the Persian route, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Oh, well, you know what to do now. All's well that ends well. That's just made it quite a bit more efficient. What's Darius trying to do? That's sell olives, I think. Persian swords are making me a loss of money, so it made me even more by having military kickbacks. 10,000 from selling olives. It ain't right. You actually need somebody to sell olives to you. So if we look at the wool cloth route, I don't know. I'm thinking if there's somewhere I can just pick up. Yeah, if it just makes a detour to go to southern Babylon. Ah, and that's fine. I won't tell him to update his route. He'll find out soon enough. It'll build up a bit of well-earned demand for olives in Susa. Giving people something to think about. Right, are there any issues? You're trying to buy swords, as is everybody else. Oh yeah, they're still trundling around on camels. Words. Use them. That looks like everything. Not quite. Have a caravanserai there. Now that looks like everything. Is it Greek swords that needs updating? And is there anything else? No, that's all done by sea. And nothing else has taken place in Greece. Wow, that tells you something. This goes to show you don't necessarily need the best transporters, though it does help. I might put another smelter in. More these Egyptian swords. Now we're just waiting on those lazy copper mines. Oh, it's Alexander. Top notch. Right, what can I do now? I can watch you for a bit. On the way to... on Babylon's Sword 3. Oh, it's made 4,000. It's good to know. Who's the biggest earner? Let's gouge those prices. 14,000... 16,000. Carnelian Persia. So for all my all the sorts of machinations and advancements of the trade and building roads everywhere, one of the earliest routes is still the most profitable. Thank you. Price gouging. Always a fan. You're all the way back to the Southern Salt Desert. That's fine. How did it look at scores on the doors as of 453 BC? Well, I'm a fifth of the way there, and I'm a budding entrepreneur. It's nice to know I've broken 6 figures anyway. I didn't actually check what the makeup of that was. Mostly made up of special. A little bit of wealth. Military kickbacks, please. Although they're both very useful. Hull construction, I'm alright, thanks. I feel like there's more to be done, but I don't know what. Babylon Sword 3, top notch. That's just supplying these arsenals. Artisan strike. Western Salt Desert. I'll see to that. Oh, that's fine. No artisans work in Western Salt Desert. Don't produce, consume. Can I have a second merchant on Babylon Sword 3? No. What I can do is have a Greek Sword 2, I should imagine. There are, after all, 4 arsenals. Oh, that's close. That would have been a nightmare. It would have just interrupted everything. So there's an arsenal up there. Arsenal there, arsenal there. An arsenal on Chios. Peace treaty signed. Preparations for a visit made by a very lucrative luxury market in Persepolis. Presumably that's the peace treaty that finished the Persian wars. I don't know, because the game's not giving me any context. Where's Shalmaneser going? Buying some more tin. So I can't get any more tin from there. That's kind of tapped out. I get some tin from there. But again, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to produce anything here because this is excellent for demand. I could take that tin and take it. Well, let's have a look. When do iron swords come in? Let's do a bit of advanced planning here. How invested should I get in bronze swords? I mean, emotionally, I'm very invested. 356 BC. I've got 90 years yet, so I don't feel it'd be a wasted effort if I was to put in a market here with a smelter, bronzesmith. Fine. Ooh, what's that? Stable. It's not worth my time. Now, where were those arsenals again? One here. Ooh, that could be a city in its own right. And indeed it is. There's an arsenal here. Ooh. That's how you do it. Presumably. Yes. That's it's a relief. There's another one here. And then one in Chios. That's fine. Can deal with that. Caravanserai, caravanserai. 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 And we'll have Greek sword 2. I don't know why I did that. All it saved me was the effort of writing out Greek sword again. You could just leave from carrier or career. Lycia. No, go to Lydia first. Then go to southern Phrygia. No, go to southwestern Sardis. Go to... Then go to Lycia. Am I missing somewhere? Carrier, Lydia, Lydia. Lydia, southwestern Sardis, Lycia. Why are you going to Lycia? Oh, it's there. So go to southwestern Sardis. And Lycia, already going there. Oh. I'm missing out Lydia. Right, let's try again. Lydia, southwestern Sardis. Lycia. With one bronze sword, go to Ephesus on a galley will do. Go to Chios, go back to Ephesus, turn into a wheeled dray. Lovely. I hope we got left. We get Philip after Alexander. I don't know quite how that works. So, none of those are particularly useful. We'll get Tiglath Pilsner. Sell some more swords. Can we sell some swords in Egypt? Yes, lots. We sell a lot to just Western Abu Rabash. Again, wool cloth. It's this isn't supposed to be a lucrative route, but I'm happy with that. So Egypt. So swords 2 will go there, here. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Here. No, I can't. That's irritating. And where's the other one? There. That should be fine. Can I build a river port? Yes, that's fine. I'm okay with that. So we say Egypt. Where are they going to get their copper from? Oh, I know. We'll just use the same place that Greek Swords 2 uses. So go from carrier, pick up 4 bronze swords, go straight to Ephesus, do not pass go, do not collect £200. Get on a regular galley, go to Abu Rawash, turn into a large reed boat. Go to northeastern Giza, go to southern Sela, go to eastern Sela, or not. That's better. Eastern Sela, turn into a horse, go to southeastern Sela, go back to eastern Sela, turn into a boat, go to Abu Rabash, turn into a galley, go back to Ephesus, turn into a wheeled dray, Rinse, repeat. Make sure I'm selling everything. Northeastern Giza. Abu Rabash. Looks good to me. Two. Marketeering might be an idea to, at least before the demand builds up. Not that that's going to be a problem in Abu Rabash. Those people are desperate for swords. Demosthenes. Why does that sound familiar? Surely it is something of note. Ah, forgot again. Gyp sword 2. Arm yourself to the teeth. And there he is. Right, off he trots. And now we wait. I don't know if that was strictly necessary, but it makes me feel better. Come on, you, get a wiggle on. At least they don't come out on the donkey anymore. Donkeys have just gone. The artisan strikers finished once they realised that by withholding their labour, they had no labour to withhold. So it's just given up and gone back to what work they were doing before, which was nothing to do with me. Ah, Southern Art Takana. Now that's a problem. Those bloody socialists. Oh. They realised they were striking in the wrong place, so they organised somewhere else. I mean, that's pretty critical. What are you doing? Trying to sell a sword. Is there too many people on this route? Persian sword. How many people are on Persian sword? It'd be nice if I had a more concise way of knowing. There I am with the wish list again. How many merchants are on each route? River pilot, please. Because the best I can do is go on here and then kind of look here. Yes, there's 2 people on Persian sword, and that looks like it's too many now. Ekbatana. Yeah. Well, I'm going to take somebody off that route. Get off. 443, not bad. Considering it's pure profit as well. Like 443 profit is what I might expect to make on selling a bronze sword. Or not, as the case may be. There are 2 people on Greek sword as well. Yes, there are. Yeah, I've done it on Greek swords. Greek swords, bronze swords. This is tragic. Okay. Don't know what to do for the time being. I'll just make a note of that. And when new commodities appear, I will bear that in mind that I currently have 2 merchants too many. Although I think the next thing that's turning up is iron swords. Ooh, religion. Yes, I will buy religion. What does that do for me? New structure, temple. What do temples do for me? Something tells me they probably won't purchase weapons. Only one? And it's in the wrong place. Ugh. Just buy carnelian seals. I don't need some. That was useless. I feel mugged off. Hopefully this doesn't affect things. Is it even part of the demand sphere? Carnelian seals aren't going up in price. Persia suffers from hunger. That'll teach you to go on strike. We've got limited sympathy. Look, get back to work. It's ruining me. I've only got 20 years of making bronze swords before I have to shift all the production around. That's going to be fun. I mean, they are selling them, just cheaper than I want them to. I mean, oh, look at that. It's gone down to 3 figures. 3 figures! Yeah, get back to work. Artisan strike, indeed. Oh my god, how many people have got on this route? Wait, Shalmaneser, Alexander and somebody else? Alexander... Miss Annie Padder and Shalmaneser. Perhaps you ought to be on Greek Sword too. Where is Alexander? Has he got any goods on him? No, he hasn't. But you are good at selling military kickbacks. Whereas Miss Anna Paddy isn't. To that end, stop that. Oh no, people are leaving Lapascus. It's like I wanted people to be there in the first place. Okay, lesson learned. I don't know quite why I put 3 on that route. What's the demand like for Egypt's Sword 2? I can see some demand. Yeah, I'll do that. Miss Anna Paddy, go on Egypt Sword 2. At least for the time being. They're still demanding Babylon. Oh. Military kickbacks, please. There's still an event going on. There's still famine in Persia. Well, you know, I'm still bitter about the strike, so, you know. Sympathy's still limited. Let's put it that way. How cruel am I? They're probably wanting like a slight pay rise so they can afford a loaf of bread. It's like, no, you keep producing bronze swords. Think of the profit margins. Ooh. Military structure begins demanding bronze cuirass. This allows you your bronze smiths to produce advanced armor. Well, what I'm immediately thinking is all smelters that I own need to be specifically told. Well, bronze smiths need to be specifically told not to produce bronze armor, wherever they may be. Also, tell me about castles. They don't seemingly exist. Ah. A bronze cuirass? Yeah, it's alright. I think it takes 4 bronze ingots to make. Anyway, going back to Persia. Production buildings, smelters. No, the other one. Bronze smiths. Don't make bronze cuirasses. I always thought a cuirass was a sword. I don't know how to pronounce them. That's yet another thing I don't know how to pronounce. Ooh, off. Actually, that might not be a bad place to make a bronze cuirass. Since you're already making one. Who demands them? Palaces kind of do. What about barracks? Well, barracks do. So we just look at a Babylon Sword 2 route. Oh, what about arsenals? Let's see if we can find an arsenal. Yep, they're fine. So I'll take Babylon Sword 2. Assuming it exists. I presumed it exists because I got Babylon Sword 3. So if you go from Babylon Sword 3, if you go from Southern Pascade to Susa to Southern Uruk, they all will demand bronze cuirasses. Whether it's as many as I'd like, I'm not sure. They are quite expensive. Is that how you spell cuirass? I don't know. Not looking forward to when iron goods come into the game, because bronze does look better than iron. We'll take somebody that's on Persian Swords 2, because there's too many on that route. Or if there's too many on just Persian Sword. Greek Sword 2, Persian Sword, Persian sword, yeah. So you're now going to do Babylon Cuirassier. And drop that. Actually, don't drop that. You're the wrong one. Oh well. Who did they just tell to go and Babylon? You. Right, that's just like 1,000 gold that I've just thrown away. Never mind. Now, presumably, I can have a Persian cuirassiers. Oh, look how slow the demand rises, though. It's not exactly going to be a massive money spinner. You've got some work to do. Oh yeah, there's the bronze smith in Greece as well. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think I caught that just in time. Where's the other one? Absolutely not. Right. There's somewhere with a barracks. Bronze Cuirass. They're not queuing up for them, are they? Greek Egypt Palace sword. It's a good route. As long as you don't put too many merchants on. I probably want to take another one off of this Greek route, don't I? Why are you on a mule? Huh. How embarrassing. There we go, have a bit of class about yourself. Well, I've made the first 100,000, that's always a good sign. Scores on the doors, as I stand, are 328,186. I am a local big shot. You bet it. You didn't see that, I was like the finger pointing things. Finger guns. I won't do that again. Get off. Ah! Demosthenes. It was on the Egyptian sword too. Oh well, we'll just chalk that up to bad luck. I don't know what to do about that now. I mean, what you can do is you can start routes in cities with barracks or stables, and you get better guardsmen than just men at arms. But that is a faff. Like, I could start any route in Babylon, for instance, and because of the arsenal there, presumably, maybe that's a bad example. I think arsenals just demand things. I think barracks, yeah, allows guardsmen and hoplites. Very nice. Famine in Persia is over. Good. What do I do about these castles? How many castles are there? And other questions. There's 2 there. None here. 2 there. Do I go on a castle tour? Because there's none in Persia. I can think of worse ideas. Again with the olive roots. It's where it's at. I'll do that when Iron Swords come in. Because I'll be left with these sorry places that won't know what to do with themselves. And these sorry people that won't know what to do with themselves. When does the game end? 290? I've got ages to go yet. Plenty of things to go wrong yet. Also, oh, look at that. Phew. It's like it's just vomited itself off of the map. I do like this little thing where it's just stars in the background at the end of the map. I think Railroad Tycoon 3 does something similar. Uh-oh. Why didn't I put guards on that route? May I offer you a bribe? You old shyster. You can make anyone listen. For 3,780 coins. Ugh. What route was that? I didn't expect that to work, to be honest. I thought they'd just take my money, then take the merchants, then ransom him. Which would, you know, might have been the most prudent thing to do in that situation. Most profitable. I could make some bronze down here. But no, just sit on my hands for a bit. Just going to sit here, make some money, check that nothing's going wrong. Ooh, that temple looks pretty cool. Samuel Stuna has traded bonus to merit and new ability. Nice. I mean, cuirassiers are building up. They've got to build up a bit more to make it worth my while. Because for the cost of 2 bronze ingots, I get 1,256. For the cost of 4 bronze ingots, I get marginally more. Although I presume that price climbs right up to 2,400. Then it'd be worth it. Very much in favour of that then. In fact, if I was to spend a little bit on upgrading Sultan Fariki to include that castle, that helps. There's a castle there, and there's a castle... Where's the other castle? Oh, it's not a castle, it's a fortress. I do beg its pardon. What's the difference between a castle and a fortress? A castle is a fortress, but a fortress isn't a castle. It's like the difference between a battleship and a warship. A battleship is a warship isn't a battleship. Easy enough to remember. Oh! You can get fortresses here as well. So you're a fortress. You're a castle. What? What's the difference? Our castle takes carnelian seals, but so does a fortress. Yeah, lost. You're not doing that again. I'd like to think it's the same barbarians trying it a second time. How are we doing with the bronze cuirassiers? Probably struggling to sell them. I don't see it. Oh, he's already sold 3, that's why. And well, there is demand. He's making 1,700 from it. That's no bad thing. People are leaving Babylon. Why? Because everything's expensive in dyed ceramics. Could probably do with another merchant on that ceramics route then. Yes, we could. Is there anybody that's doing too much? Or doing a route that's too burdensome? Doesn't look like it. I mean, even Shalmaneser and Alexander and the Greek sword routes seem to have come to an accord. Might buy a new merchant then. Aristotle, you do ceramics. It's a bit of a come down for you, I know, but you'll get used to it. I've still got some merchants left over, but I'm very wary. How many? It'd be quite nice if I could just see how many merchants, like a number of how many merchants. Oh, come on! It needs to start his route first. Parmenion on Goldbring, Egypt. It's alright, we can carry on doing this all day. I did upgrade that route, didn't I? Yeah. So he didn't even get to his first destination. He must have got caught up here. Right. I'm starting to worry about how the plebs feel. Something's not right. Well, that's not right. Why have you got dyes just lying around? Or dyed ceramics just lying around? Looks like I made a mistake somewhere. That's that. That. No, it doesn't look like it. Wait, what? We should be going to Susa. Oh, I forgot about olive oil. That'll give me something to do. Blah, 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 blah. That's fine. I've only got 3 towns to supply, so it shouldn't be too bad. Where's my olive presses? There's some olive groves. No olive presses? Can I not build them in Babylon? No. Oh, how interesting. Can't produce them in Egypt or Persia as well. I think I can't anyway. No. Oh, how interesting. I've already said how interesting it is. Well, that's no problem. We'll just... well, that looks ideal, actually. It's a shame. Can't take it by sea. Oh, well. But who gets the extra... so I can carry 4 oil, but who gets the extra one? I'll have to fight it out, I guess. Oil. Northern Lycia. Ooh, Western Abusir looks like it's taken the crown. Oh, they really want olives. Oh my. Shouldn't the chap on the wool cloth routes be bringing them? Who's on the wool cloth route? Thank you. Hammurabi. Right, I think I need to have some dedicated olives coming in for Susa because they are really unhappy. Still olive oil. Let's get that sorted first because that. I don't know why. It's not essential. So we say Northern Lycia on a wheeled tray. Take all of the olive oil. Let's go to Babylon. And whatever that place is called, Western Abusir. Sell 2, go to Babylon, sell 1. Go to Susa. And then finish the route. Oil. I get Philip who does famine relief. Because there is a famine of olive oil. There's an actual, very real famine of regular olives in Susa. So we'll set up an olives 2 because it works quite well for the other chap that's doing olives 1. Northwestern Susa on a wheeled tray. Pick up all of the olives. Go to Susa. Drop off all of the olives. Seems like a waste of a merchant. Especially with traits like that. Come on, Pericles. No, that's the wrong one. But it does remind me. So what I could theoretically do is rather than going just to those 4 markets, I go to Northern Lycia, stop off at, oh, I don't know, Northern Ephesus or Southwestern Sardis, somewhere where there's a barracks, pick up some hoplites, then go to Babylon. Hoplites are probably expensive. So who's doing the oil route? I have no short-term memory for this kind of thing. Philip. Restart that by, but this time buy some troops for protection. Right, that's that fixed. Coming up to 400 BC, and everything's under control. Oh, that thing's happening again. Perhaps we ought to build a second smelter. I don't know if that will help. It'll make me feel better anyway. Oh, come on, he's only just started the route. He was on his way to buy troops. Come on, guys. Play the game. Philip. Pick up oil. That's so much demand for so much, so many swords. I don't know if that was such a good idea, because now I'm just eating into my profit margins. For no obvious gain. That was a bit noisy with those sheep. Whoosh! Didn't realise I was on speed 4. Thought things were going a bit quick. Ooh, literacy. Purchase this family to your family to buy or build paper making workshops. Construct libraries and academies. Paper is made of papyrus and demanded by acropolises. Oh, it is acropolises. Palaces, libraries, and academies. The presence or absence of paper does not affect town growth. Invest in paper making if you have the funds to expand. Okay. Is it worth it? Well, there's plenty of papyrus. Plenty of paper makers. That seems reasonable. Where would I take it? Gorgeous library. A few libraries in Babylon. That looks a bit nondescript. What's the price of paper? 144. Well, that hardly seems worth it. How many units go into make? How many units of papyrus? And how much does papyrus cost? I don't know why I went there to go to Egypt to find out. I could find out from any market in the game. Papyrus costs 32. I don't know how many you need. I'm not seeing a huge money spinner. Merchant Mardonius. That is an interesting one. As in, where did the missing tin go? Oh well. Just drop those off, that's 1,000 wealth down the drain. Hey, nobody said stop. Oh my god, there's an arsenal there. So, it was buying the swords. Oh. Oh, This ruins everything. I've got to think of a new bronze route now. This is awful. Although admittedly it is fairly good for the bronze smith. It's making a killing, but these two are in trouble. Oh, no, nobody asked for an arsenal to be there. Get lost. I could probably turn that into a tin route. Have one of them just do tin. And this will be a very happy chappy, just supplying this place. Oh, how awful. Greek sword 2. Does that need a seaman? Probably. There we go. We've got 2 swords. Well, we can't even pretend that that's a good. That is a situation that I'm happy about. It's terrible. It's terrible. Price gouging, please. Got to start thinking about shifting bronze, but I don't want to shift bronze too much because bronze swords will go out of date. What other copper have we got? There's some copper over there. That'd be horrendous. Pick up this tin, go to there, go to there. Also, is that... Oh, that's a potter. Phew. Okay. Fine. We will have... You there. Ooh, there's a temple there. Lovely. You there at the Caspian Gates. Presumably I can get a road out of here. Arsenals, who needs them? I mean, yes, they are quite profitable, but that one certainly wasn't. Well, it was, but it was also very awkward. And then we just recreate everything here. Smelter, bronze smith. And go to Babylonian sword and say, you instead go to reggae. And go to Caspian Gates. Save. Then we go over here to these two. Well, that's not great. At least everybody else is making good money. I don't know what to do with that now. Yeah, those people that went on strike. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do for you. Shut the whole business down. It's sad, but what can you do? Now you could have it. Pick up 4 tin, pick up 1 cuirassier. But that'd be rubbish. That'd be absolutely rubbish. An ox harness could be quite useful, especially with all this land travel that I'm doing. I could delete that. Curious sword, carnelian. I take that back. I'm not really seeing it. There's perhaps an oil route or something. Ah, yes, the oil route. Gold rings, not really, because they've got a set route, unless... No, because there's not... Demand is sufficient. I don't want to particularly sell 2 at each market. Thank you very much. A lot of demand for paper. Perhaps I misjudged it. Palace sword, sword, oil. Yeah, we could afford to have a second merchant on that route. That's defunct. Wool cloth. That doesn't use that. That's fine. And could have an ox cart there as well. Well, that really wasn't worth it, but it's okay because I'm fine for money now. I am thinking though, there's quite a bit of demand for paper. Babylon's probably not the place to satiate that demand. Having said that, there is a land route to Egypt. I mean, perhaps we can just set up a little paper maker here. Let's do that. Bubastis. Oh, I remember that from Pharaoh. You have to build a sun temple there. I remember saying, because it sounds like an unpleasant place to live. Let's have a paper maker just to see. Okay, so you have to have 3 papyrus to make 1 paper. Let's see how this works. So if we have paper Babylon, go to Bubastis on an ox cart, pick up 6, and then go to Babylon, where we have 3 libraries, 1 there. Where's the other 2? You would have thought there would have been 1 in Susa. Or in any other city. But no, there's 1 in Kurigalzu. And 1 there, wherever that is. Abu Sir, and can I just expand that? Yes. So it will. Unless that causes problems. Well, if it does cause problems, it's too late because I've done it now, and there's no means of rectifying your mistakes. Not in this game. There's Abu Sir. Stick a nice pathway onto that, the caravanserai, and Abu Sir de Kurigalzu. Lovely. So rather than just blowing our loads right there and then, spray this out a little bit. Lovely. Now who wants to do that route? Oh yeah, every time. Just forgot about putting troops on there. So if I was to go to Babylon, I could put nomadic horsemen or guard cavalry for $180. It's just not worth it. I don't know where that would be worth it. I think overdid it with the ceramics. Tell you what. Aristotle, why don't you do paper instead? It's more befitting your philosophical nature. Gold ring Egypt, fantastic. Well, that does mean I've got to dump for ceramics into the sea. Right, I might have to put paper grease route as well. Or grease paper. There looks alright. Presumably there's some libraries in Greece. They take paper, they take paper. There's a library there, they take paper. There's a lot of paper. Okay, I'm sold. Question remains where to build it. See, I'm not seeing a great deal actually in reed makers. Or reed makers next to paper makers that I could just buy out. So I'll just build one on the Nile Delta. The seaport. And we'll have paper, Greece. And starting at the Nile Delta, pick up all of the paper, go to Ephesus, sell half the paper, and then turn into a wheeled dray. Presumably I'll be able to sell some northern Ephesus, a little bit. The western Sardis though. Just go straight to Western Sardis. And then go back to Ephesus, where you can turn Ephesus, and you can turn into a galley again, merchant galley at that. Top notch. Right, who wants it? Sappho. That sounds like a great chap. Name rings a bell, I don't know why. Greek paper? Or paper grease? Paper grease. Okay. Did a bit of pathfinding there, had a think about it, and is off. I think this is a good time. I was going to go up to... oh no. Struggling to sell carnelian. The board of carnelian now, they just want... they want paper. And golden lapis jewellery. Not much you can do about that. Or is there? I could put it on an ox cart. But won't. I'm going to tie it up there because I'm on 2.5 hour mark. I was thinking I was going to go until iron weapons, but then I just leave the video and like, let's all sort that out for next time. So, let's all sort that out for next time. But next time there's going to be a 30-year wait and then we'll sort out iron weapons. I don't know if it sort of ruins the mood a bit to not be suddenly surprised by when iron weapons turn up. I'm making a big thing about iron weapons. Although that's because I'll have to rejig so many routes, and it's probably better to do that with a fresh face and a fresh voice and a fresh mind, and you with fresh eyes to watch. And with that, I will do the plug that I'm starting to do. So like and subscribe if you've got this far, and comment, because I live for comments. I think I've responded to practically all of them in the last year. If I haven't responded to your comment, it's probably because it's more than 6 months old and you probably forgot about it anyway. So you need to get a sudden notification like 2 years later, by Jingo responded to your comment. If you feel that somebody that you know deserves to watch this, I'll take that deserved however you mean to take it. they slighted you or something like that. Feel free to share the video. I don't mind if somebody else listens to me talk. And you never know, help spread trade empires, the nostalgia of trade empires, because I feel like I'm on a mission now to get these, to get like a historical record of gameplay footage of all the scenarios on trade empires. And to say this is a sign off, it's now running into its 3rd minute, so I will leave it there and I will see you in part 3. Thank you very much for watching.